our strength is being drawn from, where the men on ground are being supported from, um, where they are being feeded, where they feed from, everything, and so on and so forth. So when you see enemies attacking, when you see the enemy attacking the source of our fundraising, you know what they are doing. Hey, if you give them money, I don't know what you are doing with your money. They are criminal. You give them money, blah, 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 So I want you to truly understand what they are doing. These people are wicked and evil. The program I made yesterday, I threw a question and I'm still asking that question honestly. Anybody that is causing distraction in this hour, in this moment, in this time, what is the desire? What is the goal? What is the aim? What is the purpose? Why would that person be causing the distraction now, in a time, in a moment like this? We are welcome once again, those that have been watching before I switched off from space and come live again. You are welcome as well, and those that will be joining, you are welcome. So this wonderful day, being 22nd of February 2025, is another remarkable day. We are going to show ourselves strong. We are going to prove to the world that we are able to fund ourselves. So when you see anybody discouraging people, making people to feel like confused, biased, that person is enemy of Biafra. I said it. Whoever is attacking the sons of funding our military, whoever is discouraging people, no matter what the person say, how the person put it, that person is evil and the enemy. You cannot claim you love Biafra, you want Biafra, yet you are attacking the same Biafra indirectly. You cannot claim you love Obatobie, hey, my God, my brother, my own brother Obatobie, yet you are attacking the only thing that will give him hope. You are attacking the only thing that will sustain him, that will fight for him. Do you think Okechukwu will fight for our PM? No. Who in his right mind, common sense will not even that common. Who would think or imagine or thought that Ogechukwu with Sonny and Raphael and their criminal gang would think or do anything to save our prime minister? You see, the problem with some people in this life is that they want whatever you are doing, you come out, you shout, you blow trumpet for them. You don't need to know everything. I want us to know that our prime minister, like all of us know, is doing well. He is not dead. He's not sick. He's healthy. The only problem is that he's being restricted. He's in confinement, and by the grace of God, we are looking forward to seeing him on the May, as they claim, as they fix the court date. The court date is in May, and there is nothing you can do to stop them from going to court on the said date. I want you to get this information. The Finland authority, the Finland judicial system have fixed a court date since last year, or I think it's since December last year, yeah? Since December 2024, they fixed a court date that on the court they will see. And till then, there is nothing anybody can do. And I want to tell you that our PM have lawyer. Our PM have two lawyers. one international, one from Finland. And these two lawyers are working closely together. So you should understand this. And before we continue, we will look into Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and we will look into Nigeria. You see, when we tell you that Nigeria is evil forest, some people don't understand. When we tell you that Nigeria is evil forest, so many people don't understand. So many people don't understand. I just want us to listen to our Prime Minister before we continue.
Simon, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
So much is riding on this election, especially for young people in Nigeria. They're desperate for change, is my view. Why are you so determined to undermine democracy?
I think undermining democracy is not the right word. Rather, promoting democracy. You give the people a choice. And the choice of the Biafra people is a referendum. It is also a democratic process. So that is not undermining a democracy. More accepted democratic process is when you give the people choice to decide their fate.
But they have a choice. This is an election which will be following democratic lines.
In Nigeria, Biafran people do not have a choice. And that is a historical problem created by the British. So everybody, as you have been a journalist with your experience and the history of Nigeria, you agree with me that Nigeria is a mistake because of the tribal and dangerous diversity in Nigeria, which is also a destructive diversity. So when you give the people the choice to choose how they want to live, that is a true democracy. A democracy is not when you bring in the military and invade communities, burn the communities because people are protesting. You kill them. Is that democracy? Do you do that in the United Kingdom? The answer is no.
But what about your role in all this? Your tweets.
My role.
Wait a minute. Your role in all this. Your tweets and your social media. Why the need for violence?
It is yeah.
At least 1,500 people died in the last 3 presidential election campaigns.
Was it my fault then?
And there have been deaths so far in this one too.
That's what we want to correct by making sure we do not continue to validate an evil entity that subject their citizens to death. So the only solution to this is to disintegrate this evil entity and allow people to make their choice so that they can develop and practice politics in the best way possible, just like the Europeans here.
So are you justifying the violence that comes from the kind of stuff that you...
It is not, the violence is not about what I do. It is the provocation of the policy of Nigeria. Okay? So it is a long time bomb coming. So what you see happening now, Nigeria have a history of violence from the beginning of Nigeria. After independence, every election in Nigeria has witnessed violence. So it is not about me. I am here as a good guy to put an end, to have a lasting solution to the violence that have caused the life of thousands of Nigerians.
But do you not accept that some of the things that you say has engendered this kind of...
From your own perspective, you can translate it and interpret it however you want. But from my own perspective, I think I am the good guy trying to teach the people that they have a right.
So there's no blood on your hands?
There is no blood on my hands. There are more blood on those supporting the election, supporting this particular coming election. They have more blood in their hand. In Imo State, you have a governor that have invaded his own state, killed people, and why are you people not talking about that? Those are the people that have blood in their hand. All the people that have been elected in Nigeria since 1960 all have had bloods in their hands, and nobody is asking the question. I am just the good guy who say enough is enough. Somebody have to say something, and somebody have to do something, and we're doing it.
But couldn't you make more progress if you were in the tent, as it were, not rather than out of the tent,
You can't.
in another country?
Sorry?
You're in Finland.
Yes.
So wouldn't it be better if you went back home and did, did the political thing there?
You should know. You see, I learn from what happened to others. I don't want to put my life in danger because the country, as far as I'm concerned, does not exist. Any country that does not respect the rule of law does not exist.
You scared you might be killed?
Not everybody, you know that. You can say that as well, yes.
There's a bounty on your
Because,
head,
because, yes, there's a bounty on my head because Nigeria, they don't, because of the Islamic agenda in Nigeria, whoever that rises up to say something that will, make the life of the people to be better, they want to kill the person. They assassinate people every day. And today you see that there is a video that has been released by a man called Ikenga Imo, when an assassin invaded his house and they wanted to kill him. They are police officers. But if there is no CCTV, they will say unknown gunmen. These are the people that are causing all this crisis in Biafra land. But without that video, everybody has concluded that they are unknown gunmen. Today we have known them. What are the government doing about it? What are the international community doing about it? Every evidences that have surfaced anywhere about CCTV camera, it has always been security agent from the Nigeria state. Nobody is talking about that. That is what we are fighting against. We are defending ourselves and we have armed ourselves to fight Nigeria till the last day. We have done it before. The only difference now is that today we have social media. If social media was there in the 1960s, somebody will do what I'm doing today. In those days, we have a man called Okokondem. Okokondem was broadcasting for Radio Biafra and was propagating Biafra stuff, but because there were no social media, so he would have done even more than I'm doing today, I believe so. So this is what it makes a difference. And my activities on social media is educating the people, telling them they are right, that you have a right to say no, and you have the right to say yes.
Who's funding you and your organization?
Biafra people are funding my organization.
Not the Tinubu party.
I have nothing to do with Tinubu. And it's very funny. A lot of people said Tinubu paid me 25 million. How is that possible? How is it possible?
You're denying he
I don't know who is Tinubu. I have never communicated with anybody close to him. Just like the way they forged the letter. The reason why this letter issue, Nigeria is a criminal country. They breed criminals. And that's what we're fighting against. The reason why the letter on gets sorted out easily and fast was because it was against Finland. And Finland have to officially react to the letter. And the letter went viral. There are so many lies against me out there on social media. Nobody could come and say it is not true. Okay? So and those lies, when they continue to say it and maintain it, it becomes truth when nobody debunk it.
You talk about criminals. Do you think the candidates for the presidency are criminals?
They are all criminals. Yes, all of them.
Even Peter Obi.
Peter Obi is a criminal.
But he's a southerner, isn't he?
He doesn't. I am not a tribal. Listen, I'm not a tribalist. I'm not a tribalist, and that is what makes us different. We want. If I'm criticizing you, I criticize you with fact and figures. I'm going to tell you how all of them are. Do I explain? One, starting from Atiku. Atiku was indicted in the United States for money laundering. He's a criminal. How do you think if Nigeria is a United States, Atiku will come back and start contesting with the criminal record he has to have for money laundering? Tinubu was indicted in the United States for drug pushing. The records are there. So it's criminal. Nigeria is being ruled by criminals, and they breed criminals. Peter Obi his name was in Pandora. He didn't deny it. It's also the part of international money laundering crime. He has $15 million in offshore accounts.
But surely Obi, being a southerner, is on the side of your people.
That is the problem. Why must you have somebody that have to be in the side of my people? That is the dangerous diversity that have brought us this far, because it will never work. Everything about Nigeria is what favors my people. We want a Biafra where everything favors everybody. But when you have Nigeria, it is either Fulani. Now we don't even have Hausa anymore because Fulani have overshadowed them. So it is either you are fighting for Northerner as a Fulani Muslim, or you are fighting for Yorubas, or you are fighting for Igbo people. So how can you continue in that kind of system? This is why we must make sure that we do not validate Nigeria again. So
let me just stay there.
Yeah, no, no. Yeah, cool. It's a meter. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, that's
Yes,
my
it's okay.
security. Yeah, yeah.
Right. What's your relationship with Mr. Kanu at the moment?
Kano is the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, and I regard him as my leader.
Do you talk? Do you have contact with him? Do you?
Well, we communicate somehow, but that's a confidential issue.
Because you see, he's disavowed violence. He thinks he's made statements to say that violence has not happened.
Everybody condemn violence. I condemn violence. I have always condemned violence.
We are all welcome back again. Excuse me. If you can share this video, that will be a good one. Um, we will continue to fight. We will continue to do our possible best to disseminate information, tell people the truth, tell people what must be known and heard and understood. You see, like we all know, if you listen to this video from the beginning, our Prime Minister made it clear, and that is the way it is. Whenever anybody rises to say the truth in Nigeria, he becomes a terrorist, or he will become a target, or something will be like he will be labeled, something will be labeled against him. He will be labeled with one thing or the other, either one criminal or one thing that will make get him persecuted or get him imprisoned, or get him, they will just tag him one name and get rid of him. This has been happening. Today we see it. If you remember the what is his name? That man, the Yoruba man that was formerly the head of that their security military. This security military, they called I've forgotten the name. One Yoruba security something outfit like that then, that wanted to stand like a police, like army. Nigeria fought a, yeah, somebody Adams, I forgot. I'm trying to remember his name and the name of the organization then. But we see how Nigeria fought with Afon Jazz, and they destroyed that Yoruba organization or Yoruba militia till today. Rather, they told you they have formed another. Why did you destroy the other one to form another one? That should be the question. We don't understand. Because if the former one, I don't know why, somebody remind me the name of the former Yoruba people organization, military group or security outfit that was sponsored by the Yoruba people. Agreed that this is their descent, not this present one. Before that, I think Yomi Adam or somebody Adams, and he was thrown into prison as well. Why am I forgetting this? Because I knew in 2000, so I was in Lagos. I used to hear how they were doing and protecting their borders. But today, that has been dissolved. You can't see anybody telling you, Gani Adams, thank you, my brother Ikes. Gani Adams with that their group. If somebody can still remember me, remind me the name of that their group. So today, the question is, they have a security outfit that represents Yoruba. Yes, I agree. But what happened to the former one? Why was it dissolved? Why was that one, the people that supported and that were there, why were they all wiped away? Why was Gani Adams thrown into dungeon? What did he do wrong? People are not asking questions. You see, until the day the so-called lazy Nigerians, because what is his name? The Boko Haram leader, the Boko Haram leader, um, Boko Haram leader Buhari said that they are lazy Nigerians, and that is it. They don't ask questions. There is no how you can survive in this life without asking questions. Just when we have ESL, right? When all these Funanis OPC, OPC, thank you, self. Thank you, my brother Ike. Thank you. OPC, good. OPC was doing well. When OPC was there, who be you, Funani man? You talk. Who born you? If OPC were there, well, if they are still there till today, there wouldn't have been anything like emir in Oyo, the school in Oyo. You are telling people that they must dress in hijab to go to school. You are now telling people that your emir, Funani emir, is coming to settle land disputes in Yoruba land. If OPC were there, but they wiped OPC away, and the guys who wiped it away, they have to use Yoruba people to destroy OPC. They labeled Gani Adams a criminal, a terrorist, a killer, a murderer, the other one a gang or that, just the same way they did Nnamdi Kanu. People are not asking if truly Yomi Adam or Gani Adam, sorry, is made a mistake and he is facing his charges. Why don't we continue with the OPC group? What is wrong with the OPC? If the OPC have saved your land from these Fulani Maludas, why will you dissolve them and sack them and even throw anyone that come out today to say he's an OPC member? He will be killed. Police will arrest him. You went and formed another one. Just the same way they say ESN is evil. They went and formed a Babago. What did we get with a Babago? A Babago came and they started fighting and killing innocent people in the name that anybody associating or associated with ESN is a criminal. Why the Babago? We see that even the ones who don't formed yesterday, we are seeing how they are brutalizing, killing, unjustly raping, snatching, collecting, extorting, mounting roadblock. The same roadblock that we are fighting against the Janjaweeds that came to our land is what Soludo is doing. And you don't see that this is the self-finalization agenda. They have many ways they want to carry their operations out. If you think Soludo today, Hopus on them and what is that Ifuru, I don't know why when they come they answer useless name like they are useless. Somebody said his name is Ifuru. Ofugo no here Fugo. Funani herders invade their land, your community, wipe out people, and you ask your people if you ever open mouth and say that these are Funani herders. You are gone. And they're like a play. He took one, took two, threw them inside dungeon for saying that Funani herders attacked them. Other people have to run away. The one in Enugu, the same thing. Clearing land for them, they are doing Ruga. And you don't see that this is funeralization being carried out or being fulfilled. You are not seeing it. You are waiting for the day Funani will come. Funani must not come. Remember, the thing is that they will always tell you, hey, no, we are is their brother. But they will use your brother against you. They will always use your brother against you, to the point that Obasanjo came out and told you that they use your brother against you. And yet you don't even understand it. My people are dying for lack of knowledge. This interview by our PM, by Arise News, is what Finland should have listened to. And then the question is this: why did Arise News refuse to publish this interview? Why did they reject or refuse or deny publishing this news? Why didn't they publish it? Their journalists have to travel from UK to Finland to interview our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, and after interviewing him, they refused to publish the interview. Do you know why? Because he told them that this interview must be published the way it is. You must not cut it and join it. You must not go and do anything and show audio. You must publish it the way we had it. I must have a copy, you have a copy. Go. That was why they refused to publish it, because their original plan was that they will interview him. After interviewing him, they will edit it, take away the parts they want to take away, and take the ones they want to take to indict him. Not knowing that he's so intelligent and he outsmarted them. That is why they did not publish the news. Today, we see what Babangida has done. Not that we see, we know before now that this is what has happened. But it's a shame that Nigeria is a place where evil are being celebrated, where terrorists are being celebrated, where enemies of life are being celebrated on daily basis. We see them. Nigeria, we know as a crime scene, remains a crime scene that nobody can do anything to stop. Nigeria is always a crime scene. If you take a look at this, look, Father Timi said, hold on, let me enlarge it. Father Timi said, IBB wouldn't dare to appear in public in sane society, but he is celebrated in a crime scene society like Nigeria. Is it not true? Nigeria, if Babangida is to be an American, is to be an British, is to be any European country, Babangida will not dare step out to say such a thing. Babangida will never dare step out to tell you how he destroyed what was to come in Nigeria. The only free and fair election, we knew already that he did it. But for him to come out boldly to tell you that I did this, me, Obasanjo, David Mark, and who again? Abdul Salam, we planned it, we carried it out, and then nothing will happen. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing will ever happen, because this is the way Nigeria roll, where terrorists are being celebrated, where Nigerian military in uniform, terrorists in military uniform, we come out to Musa, we come out and tell you, we have finished, we have killed Tuji Bello. And what will happen? Tuji Bello will come out and tell you, I am taxing this city. For you to lie that you have killed me. Look at it. This is today's paper, 22. Are you not seeing it? Today is 22nd of February 2022. 2025, sorry. Look at it. Are you seeing it? This is the same man they told you they have killed. This is the same man they told you he cannot do anything again. We have him. We have stopped everything. He is still giving order and collecting money from people in Nigeria. He is taxing communities and collecting money. The same Bello Tuji, they said they have shot him. He is now wounded. He cannot move. He is hiding. He come out in Sokoto. He come out in Taraba the other time. Today he is in Sokoto, telling Sokoto that they will pay him 22 million naira ransom for killing one bandit. So this means if he is demanding 22 million naira ransom for one bandit, that means they have not killed any bandit all this while. Because when they come out, they will tell you they kill hundreds of bandits, they kill 20 million bandits, they kill 10,000 bandits. That means they have been lying all this while that they killed out the bandit because no bandit have been killed. Because for this man to come out today and tell you that Nigeria army killed one bandit, you are going to pay me a ransom of 22 million naira, and this money will be given to him. Nothing will happen. They will give it to him. But Nigerians, the so-called Nigerians that do not reason, that do not know, understand, I want you to understand that this is the same man. What is his name? Musa, Alhaji Musa, the only Alhaji in military, the only Alhaji that is DP, what do you call, CDS, told you that they have wounded him. He cannot stand up. He cannot move. And I came out and said that they are lying. Because I remember how they told you that time that they killed what is his name? The former leader of Boko Haram. They killed him more than 20 times. If they said they kill him today, tomorrow the man will do another thing. They said they kill him tomorrow, he will do. Until Nigeria have to go and contract ISIS to kill that man. Is it ISIS or ISWAP? I don't know the one they contracted to kill him. Because they could not dare. Nigeria will not. They went and contracted another terrorist organization to make it look that they were fighting amongst themselves, and they tell you that they were fighting among themselves, then they killed them. But it's Nigeria that planned it. The other organization were paid to eliminate him. Nigeria army will not dare. That person that led the squad that go there will be wiped out with his family if you try to kill this Bello Tuji. When you hear, the only thing they can do is that some of them will tell you we have repented, and they will come out. You put them in military, you put them in police, you put them in immigration, you put them in any place you want to put them. When they are tired of work and they are being paid better salary than the other people that are working in the same area, in the same field, they are being promoted. Somebody that don't know how to spell his name, because he's a repented Boko Haram or repented Tuji Bello associate, he will be paying, like, if they are paying you 50,000 naira as a policeman or army man, they are paying 150,000 naira just to make him happy. They promote them, and you are there, foolish people. You want to please Nigeria. You want to please Nigeria. Nobody can ever please Nigeria.
That you are supporting Nigerian government in any way, either in the Nigerian army, Nigerian police, Nigerian security, Nigerian immigration. The PM has said today, we are not against you, but if you wear the Nigerian uniform representing Nigerian government in Biafra land, you are going to pay the price, and you're going to pay the ultimate price for supporting a terrorist government that is in Biafra land. These are terrorists that kill our people, maim our people, burn our houses, burn our businesses, burn our homes in Biafra territory. If you are one of them, you have yourself to blame. If you are wearing any Nigerian uniform, Nigerian military uniform, Nigerian police uniform, Nigerian security uniform, sorry is your name. We have no prison, we have no jail. If you are caught inside Biafra land,
you must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must.
All right. So that is just the simple truth. But people are refusing to accept the truth. People don't want to accept the truth. Nigeria is the only place where you can see people like Babangida coming out to confess to you that the queue you called the Igbo queue wasn't Igbo queue. It's Hausa that, you see, they will use you, and when they finish using you, they will dump you. They manipulated it. They tell you it's Igbo queue. Just because Chukwumanzogu joined. And why did they get Chukwumanzogu involved? Because they knew he is a man with the capable. He's so intelligent, smart. Then they called him, they invited him because they know they need him. They need him. They know they need him. And then Chukwumanzogu came in and they carried out the operation as he was asked to do. Today is Igbo Q or Igbo coup because of 2 or 3 people that were involved. They will always use us. But the thing is that we must stop allowing anybody to use us. They have used us enough. We have been used enough. We have been used enough. It's good to say you can come out and rant. It doesn't matter. If you finish ranting, you go. Nigeria can never be amended, can never be changed. If you like to do anything, there is nothing you can do to change Nigeria. Nigeria will never be changed. This is one thing everybody must know. Nothing you can do to change Nigeria. Because Nigeria was never meant to be changed. Nigeria was never created to be changed. Look at, people are vowing to be given how much, millions upon millions or dollars upon dollars or what upon what, just because the what do you call it? Babangida said he is launching his book. Just because he said he want to launch book, people are donating money. When you have people, you have chased into IDP camp, you abandon them. No, somebody has vowed, whether it's 100 million or billion every month or every year, he will be donating. Nigeria was not built or structured to survive. Nigeria was structured to destroy people's life and the tomorrow and futures and talent, destinies. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, everybody is telling you, Nnamdi Kanu, he shouldn't have come out and speak. But nobody is asking any question. But what this thing that Nnamdi Kanu said, is it true? Have you heard anybody debate about what he said in the news? You will only see Rufai and Abati and Obiogba and Ayo discuss he shouldn't have come out to speak. Why should he speak? He shouldn't have defended himself. But they will not deliberate and debate on the matter that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told you, that this Binta Nyako's husband and the son is being imprisoned for fraud, corruption charges. And the Binta Nyako was sent to come and throw him, condemn him to death or life imprisonment in exchange to get his son and husband out. Nobody is discussing this area. And he said, you are Nigeria, you get out for brain, you get out for sense. You don't need, you say your therapy service, you don't need anybody to tell you anything. They are still being imported on daily basis. And for your information, not Nigeria, what do you call them? Niger State have the highest congregation of Fulani all over the world. All over the world, as at last year or last 2 years, Niger State is number one in accommodating Funanis all over the world. They have the highest congregation, highest number that you cannot find anywhere. Even in Islamic world, you don't have that amount or that number of Funanis. You have them in Nigeria. And you are talking of importing them. They are already, listen, the gate is already open for them. They are trooping in on daily basis, because saying they are being imported is a long statement that somebody have to go and organize for them. No, it's been already planned and they are trooping in every day. And then somebody is telling you, yes, we love it that way, and nobody should stop them from coming. We want them to come in because we are appreciating, we are happy, we love it, we are loving it that they are coming into our country. This is what the governor of Niger State opened his dirty mouth to tell you. And the people are not asking questions. People are not saying, why would it be like this? Why would it be that way? Because you are in a country called Nigeria, a country where terrorists are being treated as if they are coming down, the sons of God. Why you are the sons of demons that should be crucified by all means with everything possible. Crucified. And yet people don't understand it. People don't see it. They will only see that Simon Ekpa is a criminal. Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist. Kill them and there will be peace. Ever since Simon Ekpa stepped out for you, what is happening? Is it not clear to everybody today? It is clear. They cannot hide it anymore. Soludo is coming out to kidnap people on daily basis. Soludo is oh my God. He said he now, I don't know what anybody want to see again that we have not seen. I don't know. I don't know what anybody would want to see that we have not seen. Everything has been seen, everything has been said, everything has been done. Yet, my people today from Igbo, from Biafra, other part of Biafra, will tell you that the problem is Simon Ekpa. The problem is Nnamdi Kanu. The problem is Biafra.
To the Member House of Representatives, to also thank Mr. President for his support, and we need a lot of collaboration with both the local communities, the presidency, and even the state. We are looking at two options. First is non-kinetic. As a government, we have put in machineries to start talking to the bandits, the other elements that are not in tandem with living.
Are you getting the message? They have put in machineries to start talking to the bandits. And these are the same people you claim you are looking for. Are you getting the message? Musa will come every day and tell you they are looking for these bandits. Musa, the Nigerian chief of defense staff, will come out and tell you that they are looking for these bandits. You will send soldiers in the forest to go and die in the name that they are looking for bandits. If not for social media regulation, I would have shown you video how they will go to forest and they don't come back. And you cannot see a Fulani man in soldier being sent to that forest. They will only send Emeka, they will only send Tunji, send Dayo, send Adekunle, send Ifeanyi, send Obon, send Effiong, send Osas, send Osazo, send what is his name, Aderen Lelekan, to go and die. You will not see Ibrahim among them. Yet people are not getting it. They are searching for the terrorists. They don't know where they are, but they can mobilize committee. They can inaugurate. They can appoint committee to talk with the same bandit which your army is looking for. I wish people, Finland, leave my PM alone.
To start talking to the bandits, the other elements
Listen here, listen to
and
him.
even the state. We are looking at two options. First is non-kinetic. As a government, we have put in machineries to start talking to the bandits.
They have put in machineries to start talking to the bandits. If you don't know the bandits, how can you talk to them? I am asking a question. Have you seen Israel talk to the Hamas? They can only talk to them in the air. Israel do not send people to talk to them. Do you see America talk to Hamas? What do you call them? The other terrorist organization, the Osama bin Laden group, and so on and so forth. ISIS, ISWAP, and co. Have you seen anybody sending people to talk to them? But Nigeria is the only country that rehabilitate terrorists, that dialogue with terrorists, that pay ransom to terrorists, that even set up mercenaries, as he claimed, to talk to the terrorists. And they don't use kinetic means in fighting the terrorists. But they use kinetic power, method, means in coming to Biafra land. Operation Python 1, 2, 3, Operation Snake Crocodile, the other one, against the people without arms, against armless people, against children and the women, against people in their farms, in their homes. Today, we see them dialoguing, and we have a video proof and a newspaper proof where, what is his name, Gumi told you that army officials, ministers, and the police officials followed him to dialogue with these terrorists in the forest. Nobody sees that. Finland, they are not seeing it. You should tell me that my prime minister is a terrorist. Finland, if you say that, that means all of you Finnish people are terrorists. Useless things. Listen to him.
The other elements that are not in tandem with living peacefully. So as a government, we've created a Ministry of Nomadic and Pastoral Affairs to look at the issues of the Fulani headsmen. You need to understand that Niger State has the largest congregation in the world of Fulani headsmen.
Did you hear that? I'm saying this because therapy service, you were saying something. So I want you to understand. You don't need to import them again. They are already here. They have to export them now. I want you to Nigeria. In Nigeria, only Niger State. We are not talking of the Funanis in Benue, Funanis in Sokoto, Funanis. No, he is telling you only in Niger State have the highest congregation of Funanis all over the world put together, and they are still welcoming them. They love them. Listen again. Listen.
Has the largest congregation. Understand that Niger pastoral affairs to look at the issues of the Fulani headsmen. You need to understand that Niger State has the largest congregation in the world of Fulani headsmen. Niger State is 8.3 million hectares of land with bodies of water. The pastoral environment is very good for grazing. A lot of Fulani across the world, not just Africa, converge in Niger State. So we don't want them to leave. So we don't want any major military activities. We want to talk to them. But if...
Are you getting the message? They don't want them to leave, no matter what they are doing. That is why today you see in Benue State, they are attacking Benue State again. Today, as we are talking, they are now destroying the farm. Remember the other time, the Benue State governor was crying that the unknown gunmen, he is a priest though. When I tell you that the most corrupt, wicked people you have in Nigeria are those people that claim they know God, those people that claim they are pastors, those people that claim they are reverend fathers. It's amongst them you see the most corrupt, wicked, terrorist agenda fulfillers. Yes, look at here. What do you see here? This is today, 22nd of February 2022. Can you not see it? Are you not seeing it? Benue, locals, stakeholders grown as headers of our own communities, not community, communities. All the communities has been overrun by the Fulani headers with their cow. Yet this is the same place you say you are looking for the people that are doing this evil. They are there doing it koro openly. You no go do anything. You can't do nothing. They are in charge. Now them get the land. They have already made it clear to everybody that this land belongs to them will be Funani, that every other person is a Janjaweed the foreigner, and that you must leave. Are you getting the message? And somebody that called himself a man of God, a pastor, is today in power in this same Benue State as a pastor to liberate the people. But what has he come to do? To destroy the people. He said his name is Aliyah. He is there telling you that the people are unknown gunmen. They cannot be seen anywhere. They destroy people's farm. But look at them in their communities. You can't do anything to them. And we have seen Zamfara State Governor told us that these people, they know them one-on-one. They know their houses. They are not truly living in the bush. They live in the houses, and you cannot touch them because their defendant or their fathers are the owners of Nigeria. Just the same way Babangida come out today to tell you that, Babangida, your Babangida with your Obasanjo, with David Mark, with your Obasanjo, and what is his name? Abdul Salam. Ibrahim Babangida, Obasanjo, Abdul Salam, and David Mark. We agreed that there will never be peace in Nigeria. We agreed that Nigeria will always lament and cry. So we said, there is no need of anything June 12. Let us annul it. Nothing will happen. The same Obasanjo that is a Yoruba man, The same Obasanjo that is a Yoruba man. Afonja everywhere, Afonja. I told you people that Obasanjo knew what happened to Abiola. Nobody, Yoruba people don't believe me. Today, IBB has come out to clear himself. Telling you, yes. It's the same Obasanjo that signed paper for his own brother to be denied his mandate and wiped away. It's the same Obasanjo that came out crying, hey, now you have denied us our mandate. I must be compensated. Let my people be compensated. And he was compensated with the president of Nigeria. Another 8 years after he has criminalized in the military era. He came back as a Aguada man. And they do the worst. He came back and what are you going to achieve if we give you don't worry, give it to me. I am going to wipe out the Igbos. It's only when they want to wipe out people, you will know that you are Igbo. The people in Odi community that Obasanjo wiped out, did they accept that they are Igbos? No. But when they were wiping them away, what did they call them? Igbos. They call them Igbos and they wipe them away. Who get here? Make him here. Continue to say, I know Igbo. I am not part of you. I am not Igbo. Don't worry. Don't worry yourself.
Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, is now a man who is taking his fate in his own hands. After his open rebuke of Justice Bintanyako last week, he, on the 14th of February, penned an open letter to the public, lamenting the executive interference and judicial indifference or collusion with the executive. Is it now a question of, thus far, no further for Nnamdi Kanu's trial? This is the Eastern Eye. I'm Alex Obodo.
A greater number of those doing them pro bono. You can see that of Jimako. You can see that of the other young man from what's his name. Now, these people have been representing him all the while in court. But if you watch the scenario of what happened last week in open court, even while the judge was still sitting, he opened up and said he wanted to take his fate in his own hands. Let him defend himself. Let him talk how he feels. You see, when you have two different laws for two different sets of people in one country in brackets, you find out that this is the kind of thing you expect to be happening. Because we can recall that in this platform of Africa TV, we have discussed the Attorney General's enter of Nole for the Mieti Allah suspect that was being tried for terrorism and reasonable felony. We have also seen the discharge of the case of Igboho in the Southwest. Now ask yourself, what is so special about Nnamdi Kanu's own? Nnamdi Kanu, when he said the husband and the son of Justice Nyako is being tried for corruption somewhere, and that they gave him a condition that she should jail him so that the son and the husband could be set free. Some people began to dig whether it is true or not, and found out it is true. Now, that's by the way. The judge also recused herself following Nnamdi Kanu's protest last year. I think that was around between November or September or thereabouts. The judge said, okay, since you don't want me to try you, I will not try you. That is what you call recusing yourself. She recused herself. Now, the file was returned to the chief judge of the Federal High Court for reassignment to any other judge, or even to himself. Nothing stops him assigning to us. After all, they are all judges. The difference is that this one is the eldest, Otherwise, they are primus. He's just a mere primus inter pares among judges. He cannot even overrule a fellow judge because all of them have the same power. But administratively, somebody should be at administrative level. The chief judge of the Federal High Court is at the administrative level. So when the case file was returned to him, the rumor mill says that many judges rejected the file. That's the rumor mill. It wasn't in the judge's own hands. He didn't write it down because if he had written that, we could have known a judge that will be assigned a case and say he will reject it. Now, even if all the judges reject it, why not take it on yourself? Since Nyako has recused herself, now you sent it back to Nyako.
I want you to understand what the man is telling you, what we already know, that every judge that we are asked to take on the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, no, count me out. Why? Because you are not going to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as law says, but as Funani demand. I want everybody to get the message. The judges refuse to take the case because it's not that you are taking the case to go and try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but you are going to judge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu according to the paper that the Funani give you. The Funanis are going to give you a plain paper or a written paper as they give Ogechukwu a paper. But the only difference with this one is that the judge will read it out fluently and you will understand it. He will memorize and know it. But Ogechukwu own is that even if he memorize it for 1 million years, he will after memorizing it for 1 week, he will still come back with the paper, yet he will not be able to read it out clearly. He is going to meet Donald Trump. When he go there, he will explain. Donald Trump will ask him his occupation. He will tell him collecting Biafran money. And they ask him, what do you do for living? He will say, I'm a what do you call, panepita that kora potinyana moto. Anompam. Everywhere. Foolish people everywhere. Baboons and monkeys. So the case is not that the problem. Why are the judges running away? Imagine a case that was brought upon before the House, before the Nigeria Judicial, I don't know how they call them, but the chief judge of Nigeria called every judge, take on this case, this one running, this one run, this one, nobody wants. Then they said to Binta Nyako, and why are they running? Because the mandate has been written down. The case of Nnamdi Kanu has been decided already by the Funanis. The case has already been decided that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the truth is either you sentence him to prison life or you sentence him to death. So nobody wants to take it because they are not coming to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are coming to read out what Funani have written for them. So Binta Nyako was told, remember, this sentence you see here, life and the death belong to your son and your husband. So if you don't want to take it, your husband and your son will get it. So either go and give it to Nnamdi Kanu or you give it to your son and the husband. So Binta Nyako foolishly, uselessly, foolishly came back to sit down shamelessly to judge the same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and say, my hand is not there for your case again, no. I don't run, no. Carry your matter, they go. Are you seeing it? This will only happen, can only happen, you will only see, can only see this in Nigeria, where there is no law, where there is no rule, where there is no law, where there is no rule of law, where there is no just, where there is no justice.
That is when Nnamdi began to smell a rat. Because what is so special about Nyako? Is she not just a judge like every other judge? Why must she be the one that the file will be going, you recuse yourself, you bring the file back to the same judge? No. What makes Nyako so special to try Nnamdi Kanu's matter? Now, Nnamdi has no other option rather than to write an open letter. So let Nigerians see how he is faring. with his trial. Let Nigerians say it. Now, as a lawyer, at least any lawyer that is above 20 years post-court is no more a young lawyer, because some people call a young barrister. I'm not a young barrister. So I think my take home from this very trial is that it is no more prosecution of a suspect, let me put it that way. It's no more prosecution of a suspect. It is now persecution of a suspect. Because why do I say it is persecution? Persecution is saying that, number one, you have an illegal act which you committed to bring Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria. That is rendition. It is illegal, both under international law and our own law. But then it happened under Buhari. And Buhari, like all we know, is a man of rendition. He tried to rendition Umar Diko, where he was a military head of state. But the eagle eye of British police, the American police, I think it was American police also, I think British, they caught him and then opened the crate. Lo and behold, it was Umar Diko that was created in a crate, about to be taken back to Nigeria, or a diplomatic bag. Because according to Buhari, he was indicted in a military tribunal that was set to try politicians who held sway in Nigeria between 1979 and 1983, when they had their coup. Now, they tried the same thing with Nnamdi Kanu. A plane flew into Kenya, got Nnamdi arrested. Whatever way they used to hypnotize and put him into a plane and bring him to Nigeria, only them knows. Even though Kenyan government says they are not even aware that the plane came to Nigeria, but that is also a falsity, because every plane that takes off from any airport in the world
has a
known.
destination.
Yes, it's known. Just like a ship. Any ship that takes off from any port in the world, there is a monitoring mechanism for ships, just like they are for planes. So telling us that they don't know that the plane came to Kenya and took Nnamdi Kanu is neither here nor there. But let us leave Kenya out of it. Let us look at the people that orchestrated the mass rendition to Nigeria. Now, having been rendition to Nigeria, the question is, what stops you, assuming you have renditioned him illegally? And you can recall also that there are about 1 or 2 court orders or court judgments telling them to release Nnamdi Kanu. And in all these things, the federal government has never faulted. Either way, they will say they will draft a new charge. If court discharges you of a given charge for which you were arraigned in court, and you are still kept by the security agencies 1 minute after that order, it's an illegal detention. And if you sue for it, for false imprisonment, you could recover in damages. But this ones, nobody cares. They bring the man, they try him, they discharge him, they say they hold him, they bring another charge tomorrow. So these things are things why the man now has to take the laws into
his hands.
Yes, and start to train himself.
But what will be the implications of this in judicial terms? Because I'm sure if it doesn't have a consequence, it should have. There must be an effect of this. Do you think, because you analyze now that it looks like no judge wants to accept the case. So is it more like saying that this is the dead end for the trial?
No, it is not. See, the implication is that the man has thrown himself into the court of public opinion. Let the world see what is happening with me. And you can jolly well know that this letter did not just stop in Nigeria. This letter has gone viral. It is almost all over the world. World leaders have seen the letter, and they know. And you find out that you are measured as a national leader by your respect for human rights. If Tinubu is a president, if I am to advise him, but at the very first onset of his administration, if I were to be his legal advisor, what I could advise him is to order the release of all those people being tried on self-determination charges. Because ordinarily, under both international law and national laws of the states, it's not a crime. If somebody says, I want to live where I belong, even Nigerian constitution gives freedom of association. So if you say, I don't want to associate with Nigeria again, is it not part of freedom of association? Remember, the Supreme Court has interpreted dissemination of information, knowledge, and whatever in the constitution to mean that you are free to set up private, even private universities. Because that's when initial universities were being set up here and there. Federal government started to clamp down on some of the private universities. They went to court. And the Supreme Court interpreted it to mean that dissemination of information and this for whatever reason also includes setting up university, because this university, you are getting new knowledge there, and there are information being displayed there. And that also gave rise to the springing up of some of these private electronic and print media. Like we are here now. Ordinary before, it was the MTA that had the monopoly.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying in effect is that if the president has been advised rightly, I think what he could have done in the first instance, when he was releasing Igboho and the other Mietiala young man, he could have also said, Nnamdi Kanu, go home.
He forgotten that the president don't need to be advised. He is being instructed on what to do, because Nigeria is the only place where no single leader have a common say of their own. The Nigerian leaders have say on what document that they have been given to. They have their, what do you call this thing that Nigerian movie Nollywood used to, scripts. They have script. Tinubu act on script. He cannot act outside the script, so it's not under his power to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is what everybody should understand. This is about the finalization. This is about Funani. This is about Islamization. Anything standing between them and their Islamization agenda, that thing goes away. That thing must be, they must go to any length to fight against that thing. That's what people should understand. So Tinubu is not on his own. Tinubu have no power. Just like you see Hopo Zodema, just like you see Soludo, just like you see Aliyah of Benue State, they don't have power of their own. Any day you choose to have power of your own, any day you choose to sit on that governorship election, on the governorship position, on the presidential position, any position at all, even to the point today we have traditional rulers that get authorities from the governors of Funanis. Before, it used to be that, I remember when I was a kid, if you have to run for any political position, we will come to my family and get blessings from my from my grandfather, who is a traditional ruler. But today it's no longer like that. The traditional ruler have to come to you. You will now bless the traditional ruler with your own staff of office. Is the traditional ruler staff of office being given by Fulani governors? The staff of office of a traditional ruler is being made traditionally and handed over to him traditionally. They have finalized people, but people don't even know that they are already finalized.
I see no more. If you want to carry out your demand for self-determination, follow international best practices. There are guidelines. Go to the United Nations, seek two-thirds majority, or find any of the Security Council henchmen, the ones that once they can veto anything, get just one. Let that one come and speak on your behalf, on the behalf of the country you're asking for, under the United Nations Charter, then go and organize a referendum in your own area. Let us know how many people want to leave and how many people don't want to leave. So, but you also find out that people are saying that the rumor mills making the rounds is that the stakeholders in the southeastern part of Nigeria, in fact, the eastern region of Nigeria, doesn't also want Nnamdi Kanu released.
Yeah, that's a very disturbing
Yes.
thing to. I mean, it's moving around, but in what way would they be benefiting from his continuous detention?
Yes, let me tell you how they would benefit. You see, there are two groups of people that control the masses: the state actors and non-state actors. The state actors are the ones purportedly, in bracket, voted into power. They are the state actors. Non-state actors are like people like Nnamdi Kanu and the NGOs. They are the non-state actors. Now, you will find out that most of the time, if the non-state actors gives a directive, people obey it to the letter, including this sit-at-home that I refused to go in the southeast. Even if the urban areas now don't observe sit-at-home, we go to the villages, they are all sitting at home on Mondays. No school opens. The teachers will tell you it is better I will be alive and my salary deducted than I'll be a dead person and nobody pays me anything. So you find out that who gave that instruction for sit at home every Monday? Not state actors. Now state actors have said, disobey it, come to work. I will deal with you if you don't come to work. Yet they are still being disobeyed. So there is likelihood that if Nnamdi Kanu is released, he will rupture the political setting for some of these state actors.
So could this be the reason why it is convenient for the federal government to keep him in detention?
Oh, see, the federal government, Tinubu as a president, doesn't drink beer with me in the streets of Zikebene. He doesn't chill with us in ShopRite, but he stays in Asorok. And whatever he needs is in Asorok. So he's fed. The information he's given, where he's sitting, is the information he's going to work with. If they tell him, no, if the man comes out, nobody is safe in the southeast, he will believe them because they are the people who get access to him. Me and you doesn't have access to Tinubu. But the state governors of the eastern region, beginning from Enugu to Bayelsa, they have access to the governor, to the president. The ministers, including the former minister of, for example, including the equipment minister of what do you call it, works, and the equipment minister of federal capital territory. You know, these are people who doesn't want to hear about Nnamdi Kanu. Even when the minister of works was the governor of Ebonyi State, he will always tell you Ebonyi is not part of Biafra. So if these people are there, surrounding the president, usually we know that the president will always listen to them, thinking that they have the voice
Of the people.
Not knowing that they don't.
But another thing is this, that this man don't want to tell the truth here. He don't want to tell the people that these people that don't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released are also Fulani stooges planted to stop anybody from asking for freedom, to stop anybody from saying, can I see? They want you to remain blindfolded, Poppy. That time I was small, there's one thing, one joke or one play we used to do. They will tie your eye and you call people Poppy. They will do sir, and before you try to catch that person, the person will run away. Maybe you will hit a wall. Sometimes you hit your face and blood will start coming out, and we will start laughing at you. Sometimes they take you to water pumping, sir. You'll be coming, he'll be moving back. Before you know it, you don't know there's a water there. He will step aside, you will fall inside that water. That is what these Fulani stooges are doing to our people. Poppy. He's not saying that. How can somebody that got manpower, that got power, their own power came from Fulani land, because the people did not vote them into power. As long as you agree that you will do the biddings of the Funanis. You'll be endorsed to become a governor. You'll be endorsed to become traditional ruler. You'll be endorsed to become whatever, even to the point of a councillor, any power. So how do you think that the people that endorsed you to come and stop Nnamdi Kanu will expect you to come back and tell them, let Nnamdi Kanu go? No. At the first place, who rounded up on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Was he not the same useless people stooges? So how do you expect Onyebarage Webiawagembo?
So, so one would deduct from the letter Nnamdi Kanu is writing for public opinion to help him, or maybe the whole discussion will now sway the hand of justice. Is that what it is?
No, well, I think, first of all, it is the public opinion to assist. The hand of justice has a procedure. The open letter is not filed in court. So court has no need. Court cannot make use of something that is not before it.
Well, obviously, he didn't intend that to be
in the court.
I think there is an adage around here about that, about an animal crying not to be saved, but for the whole to hear him.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, what outcome do you think Nnamdi Kanu is expecting with what he did at the court last week and the letter he also wrote on the 14th of February?
What he is expecting is political solution to his problem.
So has he said that? Is he plainly asking for that?
No. You see, one thing is that, remember, Nnamdi Kanu most of the time has said, if I have accepted to have an oil well, I could have since been released. If I have accepted to abandon the Biafran struggle, I could since have been released. If I had accepted to be the vice president, leader of the presidential candidate, I could since have been released. But these things does not inure to the comfort of my people. And that is why I rejected it. So when you follow most of the things the young man say, you find out that they want that kind of... Remember, Wazirike was incarcerated. Did you remember? Somewhere along the line, Wazirike, cottoed. And that gave rise to the rise of Nnamdi Kanu. Now, Nnamdi Kanu now was rendition. That gave rise to Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa was detained in Finland. That gave rise to Mrs. Orabueze. Orabueze now also finding some. If you follow this Biafran trend, you find out how the scenario works.
Another one. Did you hear that matter? Did you hear Ogechukwu Nkere? I didn't even listen to this point. To tell you the truth, I listened, but not to this point. Did you hear that? That Simon Ekpa now handed over to who? Ogechukwu Nkere. Did you hear that? Listen again. I think this is a video to play for another day because we have our fundraising coming up in a couple of minutes. Listen again. Listen.
The hand of justice. Is that what it is?
No, well, I think, first of all, it is the public opinion to assist. The hand of justice has a procedure. The open letter is not filed in court. So court has no need. Court cannot make use of something that is not before it.
Well, obviously, he didn't intend that to be
in the court.
I think there is an adage around here about that, about an animal crying not to be saved, but for the whole to hear him.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, what outcome do you think Nnamdi Kanu is expecting with what he did at the court last week and the letter he also wrote on the 14th of February?
What he is expecting is political solution to his problem.
So has he said that? Is he plainly asking for that?
No. You see, one thing is that, remember, Nnamdi Kanu most of the time has said, if I have accepted to have an oil well, I could have since been released. If I have accepted to abandon the Biafran struggle, I could since have been released. If I had accepted to be the vice president, leader of the presidential candidate, I could since have been released. But these things does not inure to the comfort of my people. And that is why I rejected it. So when you follow most of the things the young man say, you find out that they want that kind of... Remember, Wazirike was incarcerated.
One.
Did you remember? Somewhere along the line, Wazirike, controlled. And that gave rise to the rise of Nnamdi Kanu.
Then?
Now, Nnamdi Kanu now was renditioned. That gave rise to Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa was detained in Finland. That gave rise to Mrs. Orabuez.
Did you get that? Did you hear game to? Hey, this video good to look again. I beg you, make we go fundraising because oh, love one Kimi. Listen.
Orabuez is now also finding some. If you follow this Biafran trend, you find out how the scenario works. Most of this is on social media. You read them up. Now, what I'm saying in effect is that keeping Nnamdi Kanu ad infinitum in detention does not even help anybody. Rather, to be painting the federal government as a government that does not respect human rights. Remember, they also clamped down on Showere. Showere is also not... Showere not claiming for... talking about self-determination. He's talking about a new Nigeria, just like P2B. But he's talking his own in an activist way. So that was why he was arrested and trying to say this is wrong. The IG's continuous stay in office is illegal and so on. So they clamped on him, charged him for one offense or the other. And they got condition with bail. He said he's not going to fulfill the condition because the condition has been outlawed by the Court of Appeal, telling people to bring civil servants. Now, Showere, I think he's not in detention for now. Dele Farorintimi has also raised his voice, crying for this kind of torture and abuse of human rights. And he was also detained briefly. And in detention, now sold the sale of his books. So the same way, this is Nnamdi Kanu's detention. The federal government is indirectly making Nnamdi Kanu an eternal hero of the Biafran struggle. That is how I see it. Because if you keep on detaining the young man, what you are telling the world is that he is the arrowhead of a group of people who want to leave Nigeria. And the world now know that he exists. But if you have played the kind of Obasanjo, John Wazirike's time, people could have forgotten about it and they kind of by now. So they are indirectly popularizing the man by keeping him perpetually in detention. So whoever don't know about him, I can now know about him. But if they have brought him from Kenya, maybe try him for 2-3 weeks, 1 month, and then give judgment that, like I've given the judgment that he has committed no offense and let him go. But whatever he's doing, whether he does it within the ambits of the law. By now, some people could have said who is Nnamdi Kanu by the way. So, but for the fact that they kept keeping the young man in detention, they are soaring his popularity. They don't know indirectly. Because if I was talking about the Obasanjo syndrome to Wazirike called for sit-at-home when Obasanjo was in power. And the foreign press cornered Obasanjo and was asking Obasanjo, we thought this issue of Biafra had been arrested. One young man has arisen again and said, let people sit at home, and everyone sat at home. Even that day, Tinubu, that day, Tinubu was still the governor of Lagos State. He was forced to appear on national television begging the Igbos to come and open their shops, even if by 4 p.m. when Wazirike called for sit at home. Now, Obasanjo was cornered by the foreign press. He told them he doesn't know about the sit at home. That what he knows is that the Igbos were celebrating their New Year festival. So people laughed over it. And when Wazirike called for a second sit at home, nobody obeyed him because he was never detained. Obasanjo just ignored him. So do you see how Obasanjo now kicked the man? Now Buhari is usual crude way felt that detention is always the best option for everything. It doesn't work like that.
All right. We will take a quick break. When we return, I'll find out exactly where there seem to be cold shoulders from the
Well, Biafrans, I think, I think, SO, what are you saying? You say, okay, doesn't have the full power. Event of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or someone. Well, we have to join for fundraising. Let me join. We begin to do the needful. Um, so we begin to do the needful. I will encourage everybody to do this immediately. Let's go. Okay? So it's from me to